Hey, guys, welcome back to the channel Canada Immigration. We will talk about temporary workers, international students, more and more important to Canada. If you are interested in this topic, please watch till the end of this video for the latest immigration updates and news. Please like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell icon. Let's get into the video. Canadian businesses are relying more and more on temporary foreign workers and international students to fill vacant jobs, and that's helping a growing number of these temporary residents get their permanent residency here. In its latest Research to Insights, Immigration as a Source of Labour Supply report, Statistics Canada says the number of temporary foreign workers in Canada was 7 times as high at the end of last year as it had been at the turn of the millennium. The number of TFWs, work permit holders on December 31st in each year, increased 7-fold from 111,000 in 2000 to 777,000 in 2021, states the Statistical and Demographic Services Agency. During the decade that ended in 2019, the percentage of temporary foreign workers in the labor force doubled, rising from 2% in 2010 to 4% in 2019. In some sectors, the importance of temporary foreign workers was even more pronounced, with 15% of all agricultural workers being foreign nationals in 2019 and 10% of those in the accommodations and food services sector and the administrative and support, waste management, and remediation services sector as well. TFWs were also overrepresented in some higher-skilled industries, such as professional, scientific, and technical services sector, where they comprised 6% of the workforce, and the information and cultural industries, where they comprised 5% of the workforce, note Statistics Canada. International students, too, are increasingly contributing to the Canadian labour force. In the decade that ended in 2019, the number of international students working in Canada annually jumped from 22,000 to 354,000, a 16-fold jump. While only 18% of international students were holding down jobs while going to school in Canada in 2000, half of them were working while taking classes by 2019. TFW and international students are choosing to make Canada their home. With that work experience, many of them are choosing and succeeding in becoming permanent residents of Canada. Temporary foreign workers and international students are transitioning to permanent residency in greater numbers, note Statistics Canada. About 25% of TFW who arrived in Canada in the late 2000s and early 2010s became permanent residents within 5 years after obtaining their first work permit, compared with the rate of 18% among those who arrived in the early 2000s. In the last 2 decades, roughly 1/3 of international students in Canada became permanent residents within 10 years of being in Canada, and the more education and Canadian work experience they had under their belts at the time of their applications, the more likely they were to get that permanent residency. The transition rate reached 50% for international students at the graduate level and 60% for those with Canadian work experience, note Statistics Canada. Roughly half of new permanent residents to Canada are former TFW or international students. By opening its arms to former temporary foreign workers and international students, Canada has been able to greatly increase immigration, grow its population, and provide businesses with a bigger labor pool. In recent years, 40 to 60% of new economic immigrants were former TFW or international students, note Statistics Canada. In 2020, that number rose to 67% among principal applicants in the economic class. The increasing selection of economic immigrants from among temporary foreign workers. The two-step selection is an important contributing factor for the improvement in the labor market outcomes of new immigrants in recent years. International students who come to Canada under a study permit can later apply for a post-graduation work permit, and eventually, apply for permanent residence through the express entry system. Canada welcomes more than 350,000 international students every year. To be eligible to study in Canada, these students must demonstrate that they 1. have been accepted by a school, college, university, or other educational institution in Canada. 2. have enough money to pay for their tuition fees, living expenses, and return transportation. 3. are law-abiding citizens with no criminal records. 4. are in good health and willing to complete a medical examination, and 5. Can satisfy an immigration officer that they will leave Canada at the end of their authorized stays. Once issued a study permit, these students can work in Canada under the following categories. 1 on campus without a work permit. 2 off campus with a work permit. 3 in county op and internship programs, where work experience is part of the curriculum, with a work permit. PGWP allows foreign student to work in Canada for a maximum of 3 years. Upon graduation, a foreign student may apply for a PGWP, which is usually issued for the length of the study program, up to a maximum of 3 years. The valuable work experience gained while an international grad works in Canada under the PGWP can count towards a permanent residence application through Canada Express Entry System under the comprehensive ranking system, used by Express Entry System programs. Applicants for immigration are assigned points based on 1 skills, 2 work experience, 3 language ability. For language ability and education of the applicant's spouse or common law partner. 5 possession of a job offer supported by a positive labor market impact assessment. 6 possession of a provincial government nomination for permanent residence, and certain combinations of language skills, education, and work experience result in a higher chance of the applicant becoming employed. Skill transferability. Many of the temporary foreign workers who got their permanent residency last year or are expected to get it this year applied under last year's one-time, temporary to permanent resident program, which took applications until November. That pathway targeted healthcare and other workers in Canada and recent international graduates from Canadian colleges and universities. It applied across the country with the exception of the Francophone province of Quebec, which operates its own immigration system. By the close of the year, the pathway had accepted 84,177 applications, and Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada figures show Canada had welcomed 23,885 new permanent residents under this TR to PR pathway. Another 22,190 have already received their permanent residency under this pathway in the first 4 months of this year. Immigration Minister expected to unveil new program for temporary residents soon. In its immigration levels plan for 2022 to 2024, Canada has targeted 40,000 new permanent residents under federal economic public policies for this year, which includes the TR to PR pathway, with a range of 30,000 to 48,000 new permanent residents. The immigration levels plan also targets an additional 32,000 new permanent residents under that pathway for 2023, but Immigration Minister Sean Fraser is eyeing an entirely new pathway for temporary residents to get their permanent residency. Reportedly told the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation that he expects to have something to present in the House of Commons in a few months. We're in the depths of planning the policy so we can have a policy that's not driven by a need to respond urgently in the face of an emergency, but actually to have a permanent pathway that provides a clear path for those seeking permanent residency who can enter Canada, he reportedly said. That's music to the ears of Canadian businesses struggling to find workers to fill jobs that are now going begging. Statistics Canada reports the country's unemployment rate is at a record low of 5.1%, and the ratio of unemployed people to job vacancies was also at an all-time low of 1.2 in March. At the same time, job vacancies are soaring and have reached a record high. Job vacancies climbed to 957,500 in the first quarter, the highest quarterly number on record, noted Statistics Canada in a report released June 21. As employers continued to face an increasingly tight labor market, vacancies were up 2.7%, up by 24,900, from the previous peak observed in the fourth quarter of 2021, and up 72.3%, or by 401,900 jobs, from the first quarter of 2020. Ottawa offers 3 types of temporary work visas for foreign nationals. In Canada, there are 3 types of temporary work visas for foreign nationals who want to work in the country. 1 open, 2 employer-specific, and 3 postgraduate. With an open work permit, a foreign national can work anywhere in Canada for any employer without that business having to go through a labor market impact assessment. Employer-specific work permits, on the other hand, only allow foreign nationals to work for specific employers who have tried, through the LMIA process, to find Canadians to do those jobs. When the employer is unable to find a suitable candidate in Canada, he or she can hire a foreign national who then has to get an employer-specific visa. The last type of work permit is for international students who have studied at a Canadian college or university, graduated, and now want to continue to live and work in Canada. Through agreements with many other countries, Canada offers the IEC program and issues work permits to foreign nationals of those countries who want to come here. 1 for a working holiday, which allows them to work for many employers without having a job offer before they come to Canada. 2 as young professionals planning to come to Canada for a job that boosts their professional development with the same employers back in their home country, or 3 for an international county-op internship, typically to allow them to graduate from a study program at a Canadian college or university which requires they complete a work term in Canada. Employers hoping to hire a foreign national can avail themselves of this international talent and labor through the Temporary Foreign Worker Program and the International Mobility Program. The global talent stream, a part of the, can under normal processing situations lead to the granting of Canadian work permits and processing of visa applications within 2 weeks. Employers can also bring in foreign nationals to fill available positions through the Express Entry system, which receives immigration applications online. Applicants who meet eligibility criteria submit an online profile known as an expression of interest, under one of 3 federal immigration programs or a participating provincial immigration program, to the Express Entry pool. The candidates' profiles then are ranked against each other according to a points-based system called the Comprehensive Ranking System. The highest-ranked candidates are considered for ITAs. For permanent residents, those receiving an ITA must quickly submit a full application and payment processing fees within a delay of 90 days. Hopefully, the details and information is presented in this video are helpful. So what is your opinion about today's information? Definitely tell us by commenting. And on which topic we should make the next video, you must tell by commenting. We will try to reach you with the latest information related to Canadian immigration. If you have not subscribed, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click on that notifications bell icon. See you sooner in next new immigration video.